What's up, guys? Welcome to the Stats Free Sports channel. Here to bring you a video reacting to the comments of Packers takeaways and reactions video I released Monday morning, which was Jordan Love was the thumbnail, but I didn't mention him towards the end of until the end of the video. But Love has to play better, plain and simple. Love has to play better. I said that Monday morning, and the Packers GM Gutekunst, his comments I believe were yesterday or maybe 2 days ago. I'm not quite sure, but about Jordan Love's future and his quote unquote up and down play, and it's just it's just it is what it is. He's said it straight up that these 10 games are going to be very important to see if the Packers have any belief in Jordan Love long term. And to be honest, before I go further into this video, if I'm a GM or owner of a business, and my manager, I'm kind of iffy on whether I see he or she being the long term fit to make this franchise run perfectly. If you're iffy already, I'm just go ahead and just say it's not going to work out with him or her. And I feel the same way about starting quarterback. If you're iffy and he's in year 4, and I definitely understand it's his first year fully starting. I definitely get it. But if you're iffy, you're not sure, I say he's probably not going to work out long term. And I think the Packers probably know that. And they're in the hook for a nice amount of money next season if they do bring him back. I think up to $24 million with incentives. Excuse me. So, I think they're gonna definitely take their look, and hopefully he. I hope. I do think the Packers hope that he works out. Obviously, they want to look good, especially they drafted him to kind of get rid of Aaron Rodgers all them years ago. Definitely, Aaron Rodgers turned up, and it didn't happen until recently. But it's like, they do want to look good. They do want to be proven right that they were right on Jordan Love. I'm pretty sure that they want him to work out. But just to be honest, I don't know. It's looking very tough, and like Gutekunst said, he's very up and down. And the Packers are a very slow starting team. Lost their last 4 games, but in the first half of the last couple games, they've been outscored, I believe, like 73 to 9. Like, that's terrible. That's completely terrible, especially with a good defense, with a good running game. And I've always said this. I'm the last couple years. I'm not the biggest Matt LaFleur fan as far as his coaching scheme and all that stuff, and his play calling. I think he should rely on the running game more. When you have two good backs and Aaron Jones, who's always pretty banged up and pretty nicked up, and you have a big boy like AJ Dillon, who I believe took a step back this year. It seems it's always been like this, but it seems like if AJ Dillon is a solo back and there's no Aaron Jones because he's banged up or something, he doesn't play up to par. But when he has Aaron Jones, Dillon kind of turns up. So it's kind of weird to me because I do think Dillon could be a RB1 somewhere, not a high end RB1, but I think he could definitely do it if he had opportunity to. But he hasn't showed it in Green Bay none of the 3 or 4 years since he's been there, really, in my personal opinion. But with a good RB1, I mean, with two good running backs, with a decent O line, with a couple of young weapons who I've been saying as well, and this is about the Aaron Rodgers days a couple of years ago. They need to get better at a receiver spot. They failed Aaron Rodgers there for the last couple of years of his career there, and they're failing Love as well. When you have a young quarterback, when you have a quarterback in general, you want to have either a good go-to slot or a good go-to tight end, and the Packers have neither. And I've been saying this for the last couple of years. Go get Hunter Renfrow. Go get Kendrick Bourne. Go get, well, you should have got Jacoby Myers before he went to the Raiders, or traded for him when he went to the Patriots. There's a bunch of decent, slot guys, tight ends, whatever. Mike Gesicki, Zach Ertz. Get your young guy, especially Jordan Love, with obviously talking about him right now. Get him a veteran go-to slot tight end to really make it easy for him. 4 or 5 yards, 6 yards. down the field. You don't gotta really push it with guys like Watson and Dobbs and stuff like that. And as it seemed like to me, the Packers kind of fell in love in that aspect. But like I said, the same way, on the flip side of it, Jordan Love has to play better. And looking at and you look at his numbers. I'm not a numbers guy. Obviously, stats free sports. The numbers I don't really care for all the way. But when the numbers do add up with what you see on film, it's like, man, he's turning the ball a whole lot. I think he has 11 touchdowns, 8 picks, not even 1,500 yards yet. So it's like, ugh, it's kind of tough through about 8 9 games now. It's like you got to flip the switch somewhere, and it's not really happening. He has flashes, he has moments, but right now it's more up. I mean, excuse me, more downs than ups, honestly. But looking at his numbers though, everything's down. E- 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 Most of the main quarterback stats that people really care for and look for to show that you're a high end quarterback or you're really worth something, Love is down. His completion percentage is dead last at 55.6%. His yard per attempt is 6.7. That's bottom half. His interceptions at 6, tied for second right now. And his QBR at 42.3 is at 25th. So bottom half also there. So it's like everything, all the major quarterback stats, he's down in. It shows on film as well. Missing guys, bad accuracy. Just it's like, man, what are you seeing? What are you doing? So to be honest, like I said, I'm a big believer in Love. I was one for my preseason rankings and stuff. I had the Packers pretty decent. I had them winning or at least being an NFC wild card team or winning the NFC North. I thought the Lions would be good, but I definitely thought the Packers could, rely on defense, rely on running game to help push them to or be close to the top of the NFC North by the time it's all said and done. But looking at their schedule, they have no gimmies. They have no gimmies, no time soon to kind of right their wrongs, to right the ship, to get some momentum going. They have nothing really, honestly, to really hang their hat on and say, hey, we got a easy stretch. They have the Rams next, the Rams this Sunday. Then you have the Steelers after that. Then the Chargers. Then the Lions. Then the Chiefs. Then the Giants, which could be, December 11th. It could be a gimme. December 17th, the Bucks, winnable. The Panthers. After that, maybe winnable. Then you had the Vikings, winnable, and then the Bears. So they could finish potentially Giants, Bucks, Panthers, Vikings, and Bears. They could finish and win out those games, but that definitely won't be a playoff run. But it could definitely, build some momentum for a guy like Love. So, I did say playoffs probably out their future, but a good strong push towards the end. A couple good easy, not easy, but a couple of winnable matchups as long as the team stays healthy. You just paid Gary, you got Preston Smith still, you got Jay, you got the guys on both sides of the ball pretty much healthy for the most part. You're missing a couple of pieces here and there. Darnell Savage, like I said, Jones are often banged up, but for the most part, you're pretty healthy. They can stay healthy, remain healthy, and can push down the stretch and play pretty well. I think Love can keep his job. But is it realistic? Because some of those teams are tough. Some of those teams are playing decently enough, or could be playing hot down the stretch to where, like, man, even they can't win those games either. So it's gonna be tough. I know Packers fans won't probably be patient. They probably won't. They want to, keep their winning tradition going. They went from far for all them years. Then they went to Rodgers, and now they went at Love. And Rodgers had a tough last year as well. That's one year, and then you got one tough year this year as well. That's 2 straight years. I don't think the Packers want more struggles than these 2 years. So they might and they might demand, we get someone top tier, maybe a Kirk Cousins, for a 1 or 2 year deal and draft someone young, to sit behind Kirk for a couple years. Maybe we'll see, but um, I think there's a good chance that Love doesn't remain the quarterback next year, but we'll definitely see. We'll see. I don't know what team could trade for him or would trade for him during the offseason to get off that contract. So we'll see how everything goes. But I wish him the best. Like I said, I definitely thought Love would have played a little bit better by this point, but we'll see. The year isn't over. He can still turn up and flip the switch, and every player isn't the same. Everyone doesn't start off hot. But like I said, he does have the weird situation of he's set for all them years, you know. So you would think Simon Rogers would have him ready mentally, and the game should come. You know, that the game readiness should have came sooner, or at least by week 8 it should have came show more consistent by now, but it hasn't. So we'll see where it goes. Um, Hopefully he remains the Packers quarterback for the next 5 to 10 years, but most likely this could be his last year with the Packers. But we'll see how it goes. That's it for video, guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys next time.